There was a stretch where he was averaging under 10 assists a game.
Okay.
And because of that, he noticed it and started shooting less and passing more because there was a stretch of games where he had single-digit shot attempts.
Hey, you. Welcome to Mad Sports. Let's get started.
I don't know how much you know about this, but I want to get your opinion. Do you think that Jokic is a stat chaser? And do you think that Jokic is the front runner for MVP right now?
Give me some background behind it
Just so you-
about the stat chaser.
So he's averaging a triple-double, which has only been done, I think, 2 other times in the NBA.
Both by
His
Averaging.
average is
Yes.
triple-double.
So he's averaging, I think, 11 point something or 10 point something assists, rebounds, and points.
Mm-hmm.
He's the 2-time former MVP, 2 years in a row. Russell Westbrook was the last person to average a triple-double. He did it 4 years in a row. People call Russell Westbrook a stat chaser because this is where I think it's different, because I don't think he is, and it's been talked about on ESPN a lot because Kendrick Perkins called him one and said, keep the same energy you keep with him with Russell Westbrook with him. Russell Westbrook is, I think, 6'2", 6'3". The man was running in and taking rebounds from his big men in order to get the rebounds he needed, right? The first year he did it, it was cool. Everybody was like, this is amazing. The second year was like, okay, this is cool, but let's kind of focus on, winning games and winning championships. The third and fourth season were like, okay, dude, you're chasing
it's great
stats.
that you're doing that, but you're
It's
not
cool,
doing
but
your
you're
team
not
anything.
winning. My thing with Jokic is his team is first in the West. Best record in the West. He's a big man who's averaging at least 10 assists a game. All of his teammates, I think it's let me pull up their roster.
That's tough for me because him, getting that many assists, like Jokic is a really good scorer.
Yeah, for sure. Bruce Brown is having a career season. Aaron Gordon is having a career season. Jamal Murray, maybe not a career season, but he's doing very, very well. Michael Porter Jr. and
He's definitely making his team better.
exactly.
His
and
team.
so they're first in the West, and I understand, look at the Jazz. They were first in the West. They didn't live up to everything. Last year, the Suns were the first in the West. They got kicked around by Dallas in the playoffs. So obviously first in the West doesn't mean much, but if you're a big man who's averaging a triple-double, making his team better and getting first place in the West, now if he does it like Russell Westbrook where it's 2 or 3 years in a row and you can finally tell that it's like, okay, you're not shooting the ball.
Well, I have a question. What team was Russell Westbrook on at the time?
Oklahoma City.
And what were they doing at that time? Those 4 years, what did they do?
They were in the playoff race, but like not any.
He had Paul George with him.
One of these.
Because I'm reading,
Two of these,
obviously,
maybe.
like I'm getting caught up on.
They didn't really do much, and that
on
was
the
the whole
topic.
thing. That again, the first year it was like, okay, this is history. Like this is really cool. It hasn't been done since 1980 something when Oscar Robertson did it.
Yeah.
But he did it once, cool. He did it twice, okay, this is really cool. He did it 3 times. It's like, okay, you can tell.
I think if you're
like,
doing it while you're also making your team better.
exactly.
Also, it's like something that I'm seeing here that Perkins said was that teammates intentionally shoot the ball as soon as Jokic passes it to him in order to get him more assists.
That's
like
stupid.
Which
like-
fine if you do, fine, but it's obviously paying off.
Well, and not even that.
Right?
It's like that doesn't. If that is happening, that's.
If the
That's not
basket
his
goes in,
choice.
then
It's
what
not,
do you
well,
want?
Not,
Because
it's
one
not
of-
even not his choice. What I'm trying to say is, are you gonna be the number one team? Like to shoot the ball just to give him an assist? No, you're
You
shooting.
can
the
miss
ball
all those shots.
to win the game.
Yeah.
and it's working.
One other thing he mentioned was that
If
there
they were last in their conference,
exactly.
And
And that was
shooting a
kind of the Russell
ridiculous
Westbrook thing. Is
percentage.
they were really low. One of the things he mentioned was that there was a stretch where Jokic was averaging under 10 assists a game. And he says he thinks that Jokic noticed that because there was a stretch of games where Jokic shot in single digits, like single-digit shot attempts.
Start again. What I missed.
Kendrick Perkins was talking about how
What did they say?
there was a stretch where he was averaging under 10 assists a game.
Okay.
And because of that, he noticed it and started shooting less and passing more because there was a stretch of games where he had single-digit shot attempts, which means you shot 5 for 9, 5 for 8, right? Whatever it
So
is.
trying to put up his
Which you can
assists.
see it, but
That's a
Stephen
big
A.
deal
rebutted
too,
and said,
though.
"Hey,
So he's trying
this was
to
at the beginning of the
bump
year
his
where you're
assists.
trying
It
to get your team involved and trying to do all these things at the beginning of the year." But like I watched Jokic play the Clippers the other day. It's not like he's not doing things to help his team win. He is the 2-time reigning MVP. And he won MVPs before he was averaging a triple-double. The reason Russell Westbrook won the MVP when he did was because he averaged a triple-double for the first year he did. And so maybe next year or as this year goes on, you will be able to see more of him trying to do that if he is doing it. But right now, with how Denver's playing and the way that they, like I said, the team is super efficient. Jokic is shooting over 50% from the field, which is ridiculous, but it's also a big. And so it's not like you're expecting him to dribble it down the court and shoot the ball every time. He's a big man who's in the post. You throw him the ball, he dribbles once, and there's a triple team that comes to get him. So what? Are you just supposed to throw it up because you don't want people to think you're averaging a triple-double? Like,
Yeah, and I feel like just like on the flip side of the coin, he's saying, well, he noticed that he's doing this, so he did this.
yeah.
Well,
Is
were
there a
they losing at that
possibility
time?
that is there a possibility that he noticed that he's shooting too much and not using his team?
Yeah, but there's no reason in the world he should be shooting less than 10 times. in a
but-
game.
Like
that's how
But
good
another
he
thing-
is.
But is
another
there a
stat with
possibility
it-
though that he's thinking to himself, or maybe even his coach said, "Hey,
Yeah.
we need to
Which-
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just
I
saying
don't
there's just
think
that
so, and
possibility
I
as
can
well.
see where that would be kind of weird. But another stat that comes with it is they are either 23 or 21-0 when he gets a triple-double that game. So it's working. Again, I'm not saying that I don't think the Nuggets are going to win the championship, but obviously your team is succeeding because you're doing what you're doing. If there was different circumstances, I would understand Kendrick Perkins, but especially for him to be a big man, he won a championship with Boston. Kendrick Perkins, he was a big man. For you to come in and say that when you know how hard it is to do what Jokic is doing as a big man, kind of blows my mind. And it just, I don't know.
It's almost like I've had this issue when I like just working places where it's like you do too little, you're a problem. You do too much, you're a problem. Like it's almost like you almost have to find this. Sometimes it feels like you have to find this middle of like mediocrity, but that's
it's hard
above average, right?
Russ was doing a lot, but also doing not enough at the same time.
Yeah.
He's
So-
doing a lot,
And you
his
could
team is
tell-
working at the
and
same-
again, you
his-
could tell,
his team
like,
is winning at the same
Who
time.
Steven Adams was his big those years. Like you could tell that there was a couple clips I remember seeing where Steven Adams went to grab it and could see Russell Westbrook coming in, so he backed off. He literally put his hands down so he didn't grab it. And so, like, and another thing is Kendrick Perkins was teammates with Russell Westbrook, so you got to wonder how much of that plays into it. And that kind of stuff bugs me because if you're an analyst, be an analyst. Don't take a
I get that he wants people to keep the same energy because, people are saying the same thing about Kyrie and like when it comes to like keep the same energy when any other player is doing the same thing that other people are doing. That's fine. But like we said, like the circumstances is a little different. The Nuggets are the top team in the West. Like
and the first year that Westbrook did it, everybody was praising him. That's where sometimes I wish that I could like comment in or like call in and like talk to someone and just say, remember the first year Russell Westbrook did this? Everybody was praising him. He did it for 4 years straight. That's where the energy changed with him. If Jokic does this for 4 years straight and you can tell that he's just doing it to pad his own stats, fine. But we're keeping the same energy and we're exceeding it because Russell Westbrook was a star at that point. And he needed that to kind of go over the hump of being an MVP. Jokic has already gotten that. He
doesn't need this to
doesn't.
be,
I don't think he cares about MVPs right now. He wants to win a championship.
But no, I'm saying he doesn't need this to be looked at as
No.
as one of the greats. Because I mean, to say he's one of the greats, but he's one of the best big men that's played for a long time.
He's very
And when I say best, I mean like he really like is an unstoppable player. Like his shot is like Dirk's shot, where it's just like so far behind his head in such an arc that it's like, how do you
and he
stop
takes the
it?
weirdest shots
And he
and they
can-
make it.
And he's
He's
can
one of
dribble
only 6 players
like,
to have 100 triple doubles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or more.